Very good morning to all. 11th Commerce subject OCM and chapter number 10, and that chapter is international trade. Okay. In that particular chapter, last time that we learned about import procedure, and right now we are going to discuss about the next point of the same chapter, which is again one procedure, and that is called export procedure. Okay, so here that is export procedure. So in last particular thing, yes, that we learn about import procedure. It means that if we have to purchase goods from another country, if we have to purchase the goods from the another country, what is the procedure? And here right now that we have to learn, if we have to exporting goods, if we have to sell the goods to another country, what will be the procedure? So again, this is a very big topic. 16 points are there. So we will discuss 1 to 8 points. That is 8 points in this particular session, and next 8 points that we learn in our next part. So again, what do you mean by export procedure? So let's see. When the trader of country sends goods to a trader of other country, it is said that it has exported goods. It means that we are sending goods to another country. We are sending goods. It means that we are doing sales. Then we can say that it is a export procedure. Next one, export procedure is different in different countries. So export procedure of India is as under. So simple. Different country has different types of export procedure. But here we have to learn what is the export procedure of India, because we are Indian people. Okay. So number one, getting an order. So point number one, that is getting an order. Okay. So definitely, if we have to export the good, what we have to do? First of all, we have to receiving the orders from the other party, from the purchaser and so on. Okay, let's see. The exporter is given order to give goods given by importer. In the other details of the goods, quantity, price are decided, type of packing, date of dispatching of the goods, detail of insurance, detail of transportation services through which the goods have to be sent, mode of payment of bill, and terms and conditions decided are mentioned. So simple, when we are receiving the order, all the terms and conditions related to sales. In short, we can say that all terms and conditions related to sales that we have to discuss. We have to decide. Okay. Before receiving the order, the exporter gets the information about the financial capabilities, creditabilities, and relevant matters of the importer. So definitely, if we are sending the goods, so before the sending goods, what we have to do? We have to check the financial capability of importers, whether they are okay or not. Okay, so this is the most important thing, that we have to check the financial capability of order, and then we have to receive the order to sending that goods. So this is the first point, to getting an order, to receive the order. Next, number two, obtaining export license. So here, obtaining export license. Okay. So definitely, as we have to import the goods, so we have to take the import license. Same way, if we have to send the goods from another country, we have to take and we have to get the export license. Okay. Let's see. The exporter has to obtain export license in order to export the goods which came under import-export control law. So definitely, with the law of import and export, in the ordered item, apart from those, can be freely exported. But for this, a general license has been obtained. So simple, we have to take the general license, which is helpful to send the goods. To obtain license, an application to be made to prescribe from the Trade Department of Government. So we have to write one application for the export license to Trade Department of the Government. It is necessary to give the clear identity of the exporter, detail of exporter, the assurance of regular payment of the income tax and the other taxes in the application. So definitely when we are giving the assurance to follow all the rules and regulations, then we can get the export license. Next one, those professionals who are export regularly are called export house. Okay, so those exports are there, those who are paid or those who are sending the goods regularly, that is called export house. So this is the important thing. First point, getting an order. Second point, obtaining export license. Number 3, collecting goods. Okay, so here number 3, that is collecting goods. So definitely on the basis of getting an order, whatever order is there, what we have to do, we have to collect the goods, okay, for the sending purpose. Let's see. The exporter collect the goods as per the importer's order after obtaining export license. If the exporter is manufacturer, he started the manufacturing of the goods as per the order, and if exporter producer or trader, he started collecting goods as per order. So two things is there. Either the exporter is there, those who are producer. So first option, that is producer. So he is produce the goods. Either he is a trader. So either he is a trader, he can purchase goods to their supply. So two options is there, either is a producer or trader. So third point, that is collection of goods, collecting goods. Next, number 4, foreign exchange activity. Okay, so here that is foreign exchange activity. So as we know that we have to sending goods to another country, and different types of country have different types of currency. So in that particular case, what we have to do? We have to do the exchange of currency. Okay, let's see. Many countries related to foreign exchange have been liberalized after economic reforms 1991. The importers take payment to the exporter amount of bill either in the export currency or in US dollar. So two types, either in US exporter, that is on which country is that the bill is given to their currency, or as we know the universal acceptance of currency, that is US dollar. Okay, as we know US dollar is a universal accepted, everywhere it is accepted. Okay, Reserve Bank of its appointed bank and institutions keep control of foreign exchange. So in India, as we know, RBI, which is the head of the banks, which take the control of it. Therefore, the exporter has to make an application to Reserve Bank of India with a view of convert foreign exchange received from the importer into the currency of his country. So we have to give the letter to RBI. That request letter is there. Then after the getting of these things, you have to convert that currency into our country currency. For example, we are doing business with London, so definitely we get amount in pound. Okay, so we have to do the request to RBI, exchange pound into rupees. So this one is there for the foreign currency, foreign exchange activity. Next one. The exporter has to provide the complete details in the application regarding how much foreign exchange he is going to earn, because sales amount is equal to foreign exchange amount. The exporter has to submit a copy of this application to the bank or the institutions through which he made the transaction. So two applications, two copy that they will give, one RBI and second his bank account, his bank, because they are receiving the currency from RBI to their particular bank account. So two copy that we have to given. Okay. 4 point is that number 1, getting an order. Number 2, obtaining export license. Number 3, collecting goods. Number 4, foreign exchange activity. As we know, and as I told earlier, it is a procedure. So we have to write all the points in chronological order. Okay, because we know export procedure is there. So first of all, we have to collect the order. We are not collecting goods. We have to collect the order. Then we have to collect goods. Okay. Yes. Next, number 5, obtaining letter of credit. Okay. So here obtaining letter of credit. Okay. So here obtaining letter of credit, as we know in our import procedure that we learn that we have to receive letter of credit, we have to give the letter of credit. Let's see. The exporter check the financial capability of the importer before exporting the goods for the security of the amount of his bill, for which exporter write a letter to the importer to demand a letter of credit from his bank. He is demanding the bill of amount with the help of letter of credit. Next one, for which the exporter write a letter to importer to a demand of letter of credit from his bank. Sometimes the bank of the exporter assigning this task to his own branch, working in a foreign countries to get it through other sources. So with the help of financial analysis, with the help of financial institutions as well as bank, they are sending the letter of credit. The exporter, the certificate of the credit of the importer, monitoring that the creditability of the importer is reliable. So with the help of letter of credit, we can say that the genuine party is that those who are purchasing goods. It is known as letter of credit. So this, that we can say that it is called letter of credit. So this is number 5. Next one, that number 6, that is obtaining shipping order. Okay, so here that is obtaining shipping order. So definitely what we have to do, whatever we have to collect goods, now we have to send to the shipping order. Okay, now that we have to send to that shipping. So in this way we can ship the goods, we can send the goods to the ship. Okay, let's see. The exporter has to contact a shipping company if the goods are to be exported through seaway. It means that if we have to send the goods through steamer, through seaway, we have to send the goods to the shipping order. An application is made to the company which assure about the readiness to reach the goods on a certain day. So definitely it's a far distance is there, because we have to send the goods from one country to another country. So long distance is there. So definitely we have to select a seaway or airway. Okay, so in this way we can send the goods in the easiest manner. Seaway is the best option. Okay, so we have to send the goods, we have to writing the application that this much amount of goods is there, and you have to send the goods from one place to another place. Okay, fine. Next one, the detail of the goods such as quantity, weight, size, date of sending the goods and the price are mentioned in this application. So shipping master, shipping captain, that they can arrange that particular place according to your order. In short, shipping order means an order issued to the certain captain of the ship by the shipping company to accept the goods. So we have to write the application to the shipping captain to accept the goods and send goods from one place to another place. So this is number 5, 6, that is obtaining shipping order. Next one, in case when the expert want to export the goods in a large quantity and he wants to book whole ship, it is called a charter. Okay, so if we are taking whole particular ship for only our purpose, that is called a charter. It's called charter. Okay, the arrangement between the shipping company and the exporter to keep the whole ship on the rent is called chartered party agreement. Sometimes what happened? the goods is in a huge quantity. Okay, so shipping order, shipping that exporter is there, those who are ready to use that ship only for their purpose. That is called charter agreement. Okay, let us take a simple example of auto rickshaw. Okay, two types of rickshaw is there. One is continuing the taxi is there. Second one, that is special. Special taxi, that means in special taxi no one is allowed. Only that particular customer is there. Passenger is there. Same way, if we have sent little bit amount of goods, then general. But if you have to send large amount of goods, so we have to book a whole that we can see that whole ship. That is called a charter. Okay, or charter party agreement. So this is number 6. Next one, number 7, and 7 of this payment of excise duty. Okay, so here that is payment of excise duty. So this is number 7. Then after this getting of shipping order, now we have to send the goods to another country. So definitely what we have to do? We have to pay the excise duty. Okay, let's see. Each exporter has to pay the duty. The exporter has to obtain certificate from the duty officer if the duty is not paid. Then a prescribed form containing a public notification certifying that the goods is duty free. So as per that we learn in Godawn also, that is wanted Godawn or duty pay or duty not pay. So here for the sending of goods, the exporter has to pay the excise duty. Okay. Next one. If the goods are accessible, the exporter has to prepare a shipping bill in which the detail like name of exporter, address, price of goods, quantity, weight, the name of port where the goods to be brought, the name of ship and shipping company, etc. should be described. Okay, so definitely in particular bill, all the information related to goods and related to transportation information, all the information related to goods and transfer of that particular that information related to transporter is mentioned in the bill. The excise officer calculates the duty on the basis of price of goods quantity. The excise officer determines the amount of duty after checking the shipping bill and the inspecting the goods by himself. It is necessary when the exporter pays the amount of the excise duty, he gets the permission to carry the goods on the port. So after paying the excise duty, they are giving permission to send goods from one place to another place for the export purpose. Okay. Next, number 8, packing and marking of goods. So this is important one, that is packing and marking of goods. Okay. So simple. What happened? That shipping captain is there, too much amount of goods is there with the various types of ownership. So what they are doing? They are marking that particular thing. Okay, that this goods is of this party. Okay, let's see. Packing is very important in international trade. The goods are to be transported for a long distance. Therefore, it should be packed in such a way that it does not get damaged due to transportation or due to humidity in atmosphere. So they are doing a solid packing on that particular goods. Okay. Next one. The packing must be done as per the packing instruction mentioned by the importer in the order. So we have to give the advice that which type of packing that you want. Okay. Marking of some important details related to goods on the packing is also necessary. Detail like the name of and address of the importer and exporter, the name of the destination port, weight of the goods, etc. are mentioned in marking. So in all the marking system, that various types of information related to marking that we have to put in the particular things. So this is 8 different types of export procedure is there. Again 16 point is there, but today we have to take 8 point. Next 8 point that we have to take in our next video. What that 8 point? Number 1, getting an order. Second one, obtaining export license. Number 3, collecting goods. Number 4, foreign exchange activity. Number 5, obtaining letter of credit. 6 one, obtaining shipping order. 7, payment of excise duty. 8 one, packing and marking of goods.